Welcome to our YouTube channel, where wisdom meets inspiration. In this channel, we share valuable insights to help you become the best version of yourself. Our content is designed to uplift your spirit and enrich your life. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay connected with this incredible journey. Click the subscribe button below.
Now, how can Karma Yoga help? Here is the beauty, the power of Karma Yoga. What Karma Yoga does is exactly what we do in the temple. When we go to the temple, we worship the priest, or we do some rituals, we worship. And the work we are doing there, we're chanting mantras, offering something, meditating. So all this kind of physical and mental work is work, it's action. But it's all connected to Devata. It's connected to Durga or Ganapati or Shiva or Hari. And so all my action is God-centered in the temple. And the result of that action, remember, dharma, punya, sukha, adharma, papa, dukkha. But when I do it as puja, what happens? As a result of the puja, you will get prasad. You offer something, and that comes back to you as prasad. Whatever will come back to me in life, when I convert my actions into puja, will be prasad. Whatever happens in life, it will be the result of my actions. But what is my action? It is worship of the Lord. Earlier, what was my action? Raga, dvesha. I want this, therefore I'm doing it. I want to avoid that, therefore I'm doing this. But now, all I am doing is what is expected of me, my duty as worship of my Lord. My Bhagavan is present everywhere. I am worshipping my Lord in the temple, outside the temple, in the family, in the office, in the community. Internally, my attitude is, whatever I am doing, tava aradhana, it is your worship, my Lord. If all my actions are puja, then what I will get, karma phala, will be prasad. And in prasad, I have no choice. I may like mango, I may not like pineapple, but when the prasad is offered to me in the temple, if pineapple is there and offered to me, will I say, I don't like pineapple? No. It is coming from the Lord. It is most precious to me. Whatever comes, that's most precious to me. You may have heard of this great Vishishtadvaita, Vedanta Deshika, Vishishtadvaita saint, after Ramanuja. In fact, he was a contemporary of the great Advaitin, Vidyaranya Muni. They were contemporaries. So Vedanta Deshika, great devotee of Narayana. One day he's going in the village and some children are playing with a ratha, with a chariot, and the Utsava Murti is there in the chariot, like a toy. And the children are pulling it and they are acting like the priest in the temple, They've got the little toy chariot and the little murti there, and they are offering bhoga. They have made little balls from the clay and they're offering bhoga. So the little child, when Vedanta Desika, the great saint, is walking along there, the child offers this bhoga, this prasad, to Vedanta Desika. Now see his reaction. Immediately, with tears in his eyes, he says, what grace, my Lord, that unasked for, here in the middle of the road, you have offered me by yourself, your prasad. He stuffed his mouth with that clay balls. And in that dirt itself, Shashtanga Pranam, to that little toy chariot. You see, this is prasada buddhi. Whatever comes in life is coming to me as a result of the puja that I have done to the Lord. The Lord is giving back. Health comes, very good, that is your prasad. Illness comes, all right, I have no problem. My only concern is with my Lord. Good and bad, generally things will be good when you do this. Good and bad, both are accepted as prasad. Pleasant, unpleasant, both are accepted as prasad. This is Karma Yoga. Following Raga Dvesha, struggling with the world, karma. Trying to control it, that is dharmika karma. But converting everything into worship is Karma Yoga. It becomes Karma Yoga. Then everything in life is accepted as prasada. And then whole life becomes worship. One of the most interesting places I ever gave a talk was, I was coming through Lucknow airport once, and in India, at night, I was the transit passenger, and this They have this, like TSA here in the United States, you have the CISF police security people there. One sergeant saw me, I was dressed like this, and he said, Swamiji, kuch boliye. Swamiji, tell us something, give us a talk. I said, yeah, here. So yes, there, they make you stand on top of a box and they pat you down. So they made me stand on top of a box, and he called the others. There are no passengers. So they all come with guns and all, they are standing. Kuch boliye, give a talk. I thought, what talk I will give here? Then I asked him that, आप घर से निकलने से पहले पूजा करके निकलते हैं? It's UP, so Uttar Pradesh. You do puja before leaving the house? And the gentleman, very sincere, simple person, he said, हाँ जी, हनुमान जी को फूल चढ़ाते हैं. Before leaving house, I put flowers at the feet of Lord Hanuman. And I said, see, as these passengers go in front of you, check them firmly, politely, and each one you pass, mentally put one more flower at the feet of Lord Hanuman, Anjaneya. Like this you do. He was so happy. Simple person, you see, simple heart. Immediately he liked the idea. He said, Arey wah, din bhar Hanuman ji ka puja. Whole day I can worship Lord Hanuman. Yes, you can. This is the crucial idea of Karma Yoga. Now see the power of Karma Yoga. So what is the basic idea? Two components. All my work I can do as worship of the Lord. It's puja. So whatever will come to me in life will become prasad. And with that, detachment. That I am here to do the puja only. I am not here to get the prasad. So, that detachment with the results of the work. If you can combine puja attitude with detachment of the results of the work, it becomes karma yoga. Why, if you are detached from the results of the work, then why are you doing it all? I am doing it to worship God. That is my motive. I have a motive. It's not motiveless. One great Swami, Anamayanandaji, I met him in New Delhi many years ago. I was a brahmachari. I remember one day I asked this question, how can you do karma without any motivation? So one day he was coming from the temple, he had some knee problem, very elderly. So I helped him, held his hand, took him to his room in New Delhi Ramakrishna Math Ashram. As he entered the room, I was asking the question and he did not answer. How can you do work without any motivation? He did not say anything. As he entered the room, I still remember clearly, he was a huge man. He turned around to me, closing the door, he said, this disinterested work, my boy, not uninterested work. In English, if you dictionary, you'll see two words, disinterested and uninterested. Disinterested means I don't have any personal gain equation in that moment. No axe to grind, and no personal angle to this. I am doing this work because it is good to do this work. Uninterested work means, we have this chalta hai. Since I will not get anything out of it, somehow I will do it. But we don't do that. You see, when you do puja, I'm not getting anything out of it. But will I ever do that in the front of the Lord? Will I casually do something? No, we never do that. Similarly in work, I have this disinterested attitude, means no personal motivation, but not uninterested. I will do it very well, with all devotion, because I'm worshipping God, with maximum effort. That becomes karma yoga. Do it as well as you can, out of love for God, who is present there, and detached from the fruits. Whatever comes is prasad for me. This is the essence of karma yoga. Now see the power of karma yoga, and then I'll stop. Most people complain, spirituality is very difficult, Swamiji. Why? This Vedanta, once in a while Vedanta talk is fine. But whole week I am busy. Family is there, house has to be maintained. You don't know, car insurance and bank work and hospital problems, then job, children, and so many things have to be dealt with. Where is the time for Vedanta? Meditation. After hard work throughout the day, sit down for meditation, you feel drowsy. So, spiritual practice becomes difficult if we divorce spirituality from our secular life. If we have two lives, one worldly life, one temple life, then what will happen is spiritual life will become more difficult, because maximum energy is sucked out by the world, by family, by job, by personal problems. Maximum energy goes there, maximum time goes there. What is left over for God will become less and less. That's why spiritual life is so difficult. Not only that, people will complain, sit for meditation, 1,000 different problems come in the mind. What is the answer? The answer is karma yoga. This secular life, this so-called family life, job life, personal problems, all of that convert into puja. Karma yoga is meant for that. Difficult? Not so difficult. If Arjuna can do it in the battlefield, worst human activity, battlefield, Ukraine, what is going on there? Worst human activity. There, if it is possible to be spiritual, we can all be spiritual in our lives. Our life is not as difficult as that. It's not as terrible as that. So in your personal life, professional life, family life, we can all spiritualize. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell I'm worshipping God and I'm giving you food. They'll think mom has gone crazy or something. You mentally have that attitude. You convert it. You'll see whole day will become puja, whole week and month and whole life will become puja. You will feel a gladness, a peace, a detachment. When everything is puja and everything is prasad for you, you'll be detached automatically. You will feel freedom. You will benefit and everybody else around you will benefit. They will feel something in you, change in you. An upliftment, a sublime kind of radiance coming from you, they will feel it. You will feel much happier, at peace. Concentration. Sitting for meditation, mind is going here and there. Don't sit for meditation. With open eyes, see God. Swami Ashokanandaji, who was the head of the Vedanta Society in San Francisco in the 1940s and 50s, he said, where will I see God? Foolish question. Where will you not see God? The same Lord, every scripture says in Vedanta, my Lord is present in all living beings. Swami Vivekananda said, my God, the sick, my God, the poor, my God, the uneducated. In all these places, the Lord is playing and you can offer service there. In the society, in the family, in the office. If nothing is needed, just some smile, just some tolerance on your part. Instead of reacting with anger and irritation, if you can hold back a little bit, that also is a sadhana. All of these ways we will find God all around us. Imagine the happiness of such a person, the joy of such a person, to be surrounded in an ocean of God all the time and be engaged. I was just thinking, Hanumanji is the best example of karma yogi. In Hanuman Chalisa there is a line, Rama kaj karibe ko atura, who is always eager, intensely eager to do something for Rama. Like that, to do something. The Lord does not accept service from everybody. So if we can do something, we will feel blessed. Not everybody. Lord keeps a lot of people in distance. Bahar se. So if Lord is accepting a little bit of service from us, community service, in the family, somewhere, we should be blessed. We should take that opportunity to be of service to the Lord. So this is the tremendous power of karma yoga. Once you serve, see, sitting and meditating on God, Shiva or Vishnu, difficult. Mind goes here and there. But the same Shiva is in front of me as the patient in the hospital or at home. Mind will not go here and there. The patient will make sure your mind is on your work. Those who have taken care of a sick person, you know how difficult it is. So your mind will be focused. Karma yoga automatically focuses your mind. And then you will find the amazing thing is other yogas will become much easier. Bhakti is easier. Dhyana is easier. Jnana comes just like that for a karma yogi. Those who have not done karma yoga, straight Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi, very difficult. They will have 100 different complaints. All complaints are because karma yoga has not been done earlier. Karma yoga is done properly, chitta shuddhi, meditation is easy, devotion comes automatically. Purified mind runs to Bhagavan. Purified mind runs to Bhagavan. Bhakti comes automatically in a pure mind. And jnana is easy for a pure mind. You will read Upanishad, you will feel, of course, it's true. It's a matter of fact. So this is advertisement for karma yoga.
Become Swami Vivekananda's messenger. Share the video with 3 of your friends.